Hello and welcome to our ACCA F5 session on pricing. So the first thing we looked at in this session was pricing strategies. What strategies can we have for pricing our products? We talked about full cost plus pricing. So this is where we calculate our cost to produce and then we add our markup or our margin. So we have our cost to produce, what does it cost us to produce the product? And then we add our markup. The pros on this are that it's quick and simple. You're definitely going to cover your costs because you add all of the costs in there, including your fixed costs. But on the downside, it ignores demand. It ignores what price people are willing to pay. You're just looking at your own costs. There's nothing to say that if you add a margin to that people will buy it at that price. Okay, so it ignores demand, and you need an absorption rate as well to allocate your fixed costs. Okay, so you need to allocate your fixed costs in some way. Marginal cost plus, well, this is adding a markup to our marginal cost. Remember, our marginal cost is our direct materials, direct labor, direct overheads. It ignores our fixed costs. The pros on this one, well, again, it's quick and simple. You can vary your markup depending on the cost of your product. And it uses contribution or introduces contribution into the manager's mindset. On the downside, it again ignores demand. It ignores whether people will actually demand the product at that price. And also you need to be sure that you're going to cover your fixed overheads. So that may be a problem as well. So I just want to point out the importance of contribution. So we've said that the upside of marginal cost is that it uses contribution. Why is that important? Well, let's look at a quick example. If we have a marginal cost of $40 and a fixed cost of $20 based on 1,000 units of production, well, that gives us a full cost of $60. Okay, so the full cost is $60. If there's demand for 1,000 units at $57, should we then produce? Well, there'll be two answers to this. If you're using marginal cost plus, there'd be one answer. If you're using fixed cost plus, full cost plus, there may be another. So full cost may say no. Why is that? Because the fixed costs will not be covered. So what that will actually mean is that you will lose your fixed costs. You have to pay those whether you produce or not. So your fixed costs were $20 times 1,000 equals 20,000. So you still have to pay those and you'll make a loss. So the managers may have thought that at a full cost of 60 and at a price of 57, they're only going to lose 3,000. But no, that's not the case. For marginal cost plus, they will say yes, we will actually produce, and under that situation you will produce at 60 times 1,000 equals 60,000. You'll get revenue of 57,000 and you'll make a loss of 3,000. Now obviously that's not sustainable in the long term, but it's better than losing the 20,000 of fixed costs that you would have lost if you'd been looking at full cost plus. So that's the importance of marginal costing. The full way to talk about contribution is that contribution is contribution to fixed costs and profit. So it's the contribution that's made to fixed costs and profit, and that's why it's important. Price skimming then was the next type of pricing that we looked at. So this is charging a high price for a new product. It's focusing on short-term profit. It's a lower price then over the life cycle. Okay, so you may then lower the price as you continue through the product life cycle. Remember that at the start there won't be any competition, so you can maybe afford to charge that high price because people want the product. So when can you use it? Well, it has to be a new and innovative product because people have to demand it. You know, if it's not new and innovative, then charging a high price won't matter because people won't want it. So a new and innovative product, there should be high demand. Maybe if you've got an unknown price elasticity of demand, you might want to set your price high and work your way down. You may want to recoup your cash. Maybe you've invested a lot in the early stages of this product and you want to recoup your cash. So you may use market skimming to get all that cash back. Also, if there's a short life cycle, you may want to make as much profit as you can early in the life cycle. Penetration pricing, well, this is basically the opposite. You charge a low price at the start, and it's to enable you to gain high market share. When are you going to use it? Well, you're going to maybe create barriers to entry. You want to get as much of the market as you can before the competition comes in. You may want to shorten the life cycle of the product. You may want to get economies of scale. So you may want to get larger production so that you can bring your unit cost down through economies of scale. Or you may have an elastic price elasticity of demand. So you know if you charge a low price, you're going to get massive demand, and that's why you would charge such a low price. Other strategies then were complementary products, where they're bought or used together. So they depend on each other for sales. For example, razors, you buy the handle and then you buy the blades. The handle is much cheaper. You'd suspect the business might make a loss on the handle, but then they make massive profits on the actual blades. So taking the handles off the market because they are not making a profit wouldn't be the correct strategy. Product line pricing, again, this is looking at the line profit, the profit between, for example, the razors and the handle rather than one in isolation. Remember volume discounts, large orders equal discounts. Price discrimination, this is where you have the same product, but you have different customers and you charge a different price. Okay, some examples of that. Market segmentation. Okay, you might segment your market into age and charge a different price for, say, pensioners and students. By product version, okay, an upgraded version might be more expensive. By place, so I'm thinking here about maybe seats in the theatre, or indeed by time, so maybe different rail fares for different times of the day. So those will all be examples of price discrimination. Several conditions need to exist for this. You need to have identifiable segments, so you know where you're actually targeting your market. There needs to be no chance of a black market, or else people will buy the product and sell it on at a profit. The competitor shouldn't be able to undercut you, or else you'll actually lose a market share. And that is our session on pricing.